Coming up next here on Golf America, we are heading down to Jamaica as we'll take you around a wonderful Robert Von Hagee and Rick Burrell designed layout. Then we'll show you some great things you can do when you're not playing golf on the island of All Right. Plus, golf fitness coach Mindy Boyson shows us 3 key exercises we can do to keep us limber during our round of golf. And PGA professional Kevin Cunningham explains some things you can do on the practice range that will certainly help your game out on the golf course.
Imagine you're on the golf course, but you're on the driving range right now.
Golf America, a weekly look at the courses you play and the game we love, is brought to you by Antigua, apparel for your game, and by CyberLinksGolf.com, the home of golf course videos.
Hi everyone, and welcome to the program. We are just east of Montego Bay once again this week, and we're going to take you around a golf course that originally was designed by William Smedley and opened up back in the early 70s. Then in 2002, Robert Von Hagee and Rick Burrell were brought in to completely rework the golf course. They made some changes to the tee boxes, bunkers, and the green complexes. All in all, this is one of the best golf courses you can play, not only in Jamaica, but really just about anywhere in the Caribbean basin.
Originally designed by Henry Smedley back in 1969, Cinnamon Hill was the first of 2 championship golf courses to be built at the Rose Hall Plantation. From the tee on hole number 2, golfers are treated to a view of the Rose Hall Great House, where the scary and legendary Annie Palmer, the White Witch of Jamaica, wielded her voodoo powers, and many people to this day still claim she haunts the mansion. Throughout this golf course, you are treated to the images of what this property was like during its heyday. In 2001, the design firm of Von Hagee, Smellick, and Burrell was brought in to update Smedley's design. Led by Robert Von Hagee and Rick Burrell, the firm made several changes to the golf course, including the redesign of tee boxes and greens. Yet much of the original routing remained in place.
It's a very unique golf course that we have here. It really is 2 golf courses in one.
While the first few holes offers a nice start to your round, it is game on starting at hole number 5, known as Big Blue. The green is tucked right up next to the beach as the trade winds blow off the sea, and an extra club might be needed on your approach here at number 5. From there, it's on to the par 3 6th. Again, the green straddles the coast, and a massive bunker protects the green itself. And as you turn away from the sea, you will do so on a par 4 that features one of Jamaica's trademark ancient aqueducts. Your approach into the green here at number 7 transverses part of the aqueduct's waterway that separates the fairway from the well-protected green complex. On the back 9, Cinnamon Hill takes on a whole new personality as the course heads off into the island's back country.
Plus the back 9 is well treed, so you can get yourself into a lot of trouble. There's not a lot of room to bail out on some of the holes.
Beginning with the dramatic par 5 11, where you'll be playing uphill from tee to green. And once you are on the green, you are treated to an incredible view of the Caribbean off in the distance. At the par 4 14th, you not only have the unenviable task of taking on the course's toughest hole, you are also treated to a wonderful view of the Cinnamon Hill Great House, better known as Johnny Cash's Jamaican Hideaway. Now, if you're a James Bond fan, then the waterfall behind the green on the par 3 15th should look familiar. This is where Roger Moore and Jane Seymour filmed a scene from Live and Let Die. Cinnamon Hill offers 5 sets of tees, making it a very enjoyable course to play for any level of golfer. For the very good ball striker, the back blue tees played at 6,828 yards, while offering a course rating of 74.2 and a slope of 136. The forward red tees played at just over 5,200 yards.
You virtually do have to play a different game between the two nines. You may start finding yourself, especially down on the bottom side here on the ocean, hitting a lot of knockdown style shots to keep the ball under the wind so I get some control on it. Where up top, I can start to fly the ball around a little bit more in the air and try and play more of an air game as opposed to a ground game.
The Cinnamon Hill Golf Course at Rose Hall. A layout that combines a Jamaican history tour with one of the most enjoyable golf courses one will find not only in Jamaica, but anywhere in the Caribbean.
So many people just love this golf course, and we have a lot of return guests that keep coming back here year after year after year.
Fit for Golf and Fit for Life is brought to you by Antigua, apparel for your game.
Hi, I'm Mindy B from Fit for Golf, Fit for Life, and we're here at the beautiful Porter's Neck Country Club in Wilmington, North Carolina. You know, one of the biggest variables in golf that we want to take out of the equation altogether is our bodies. It's very important to have a very consistent body whenever you walk up to that tee every day and start your very first drive or your very first shot. It's very important. There's all kinds of other variables going on. There's the wind, the type of course you're playing. Did you get enough sleep? Did you eat the right breakfast? There's also that pre-shot routine that we try to make sure that we feel we have the exact amount of seconds, etc. But today I'm going to show you 3 moves to help your lower body be consistent, and it's in a pre-round routine. And you know what? By the time you make that turn on the back 9 and you feel like your legs are getting a little heavy and your hips are starting to tighten up, and it's kind of affecting your low back, then you can go ahead and do these 3 moves, I call it the lower body 3, to help you stay loose and limber for your swing. So let's take that variable out right now. The first one is just a regular old quadricep stretch. It stretches the front of the thigh. So you're going to use your club as balance to help you. You're going to reach back and you're going to try to grab the ankle. Okay, so this would be ideal. Standing up nice and tall, squeezing the glute, pushing the hip out, breathing through, drop those shoulders back, and then pull the heel back. You can really feel that stretch in the quadricep. If you don't feel it, but you can hold on to your ankle, you're going to push your hip forward a little bit to engage the stretch. You are in charge of engaging the stretch. Let's say you can't get to that ankle. Maybe you can grab the back of your shoe, okay? Maybe you can reach down a little bit, and that's okay. Grab right here and then just try to pull back. As long as you feel this, I don't care what it looks like. So you go from quadricep to, ooh, the hamstring's a little tight. So you're gonna push your heel forward. You're gonna sit back and hinge. So it's very important to also be able to hinge. You don't want a rounded back in golf. You want a hinge from your hips in golf. Once you do that and you push your hips back and your chest forward, you're going to reach down towards your toe. Reach down, big calf stretch, big hamstring stretch, nice flat back, body's pulling 2 different directions. Okay, there's a good hamstring and calf stretch. And then the very last one, because golf, as we know, doesn't just go forward and back, but it goes side to side and it also rotates. These hips can get really tight. So you're gonna cross one foot over the other thigh and you're just gonna gently sit back. Now, this is a standing glute stretch. You could do this sitting in your golf cart where you don't have to balance, cross your leg over, lean forward a little bit, and really feel that hip because of the load. Now, I'm a right-handed golfer. Right-handed golfers typically get pretty tight in that right hip. My hip tightens up a lot of the holes on the back 9, so I tend to do this one a lot. So you're gonna sit back. Okay, that's the lower body 3. Remember, if you're having trouble balancing, Grab onto something stable. Quadricep stretch, hamstring stretch, glute or buttock stretch for your hips. Okay, for those exercises and more for your pre-round stretch routine, go visit my website, fitforgolfusa.com.
Fit for Golf and Fit for Life has been brought to you by Antigua, apparel for your game.
Our course of the week is the Cinnamon Hill Golf Course at Rose Hall, just east of Montego Bay here in Jamaica. Right now we're going to take you out to hole number 5. It's known as Big Blue, and for a good reason. As you stand on the tee box, you look straight out at the Caribbean Sea. And therefore, the wind comes into play, not only on your tee shot, but really on your approach here at number 5.
Hole number 5 here at Cinnamon Hills, a par 4 that can be quite tricky to play. Though it does play slightly downhill from tee to green, the winds coming off the Caribbean can certainly create some issues, not only on your tee shot, but also on your approach into the green.
Most of that wind is coming from right to left. Getting yourself into a good position on the drive is one thing.
You'll also need to avoid these 3 fairway bunkers down the left-hand side. End up in either one and you'll have your work cut out for you getting on the green in 2 from here. But the real key to playing number 5 is your ability to put the ball into a specific place on the green.
Especially when the pin is further back in the green, it's a very, very difficult approach shot.
So many factors come into play in your approach shot. Do I play a lofted shot or a knockdown shot? And how aggressive can I be?
You're more apt to say, listen, I'll just go for the middle of the green, I'll take the 2 putts and let's go on from there.
The par 4 5th here at Cinnamon Hill. A golf hole where being too aggressive can cost you on the scorecard. This portion of Golf America is brought to you by CyberLinksGolf.com, the home of golf course videos.
If you're one of those golfers that has that problem with, you know, you're practicing so hard on the driving range but don't seem to be able to take it to the golf course, you might be doing it the wrong way. You might want to think about bringing the golf course to the driving range. It's the other way around. People that stand on the driving range and they're working on 3 or 4 different things or 2 or 3 different things, and they're standing on the first tee afterwards, and the wind's blowing right to left, out of bounds on the left, you've got to hit it over the water, and you're standing there thinking about your hips, your left shoulder, your right arm, your elbows, your wrist. You can't play golf that way. What you need to be able to do is, if you're trying to learn a new skill, you need to be able to test it, and you need to be able to test it in a playing scenario. So a great way to do that is, after you've spent 20, 30 minutes trying to get a feel for what you're working, whatever it is, whatever that one movement is that you and your instructor are working on, after you spend about 20, 25 minutes, imagine you're on the golf course, but you're on the driving range right now. So when I'm on the golf course here, when I'm on the driving range right here, and for me this is the driving range, and the first hole is a par 5 in my head, I would hit a driver. So I'd stand there with a driver and I'd hit a driver. And depending on how well I hit that driver, I'd then get my second shot, would be, maybe on the golf course it would be a 3-iron. I want to hit it left of the green short so I can have a nice chip on. And then I hit a 3-iron. And then I take a wedge out and hit a little wedge shot. And then I go to the next hole in my head. And you can do this, and you can play 18 holes on the driving range, and you continually set yourself up under pressure. One shot, one chance. Any idiot can come to a driving range and hit a bucket of golf balls. Anybody can do that. But it's seeing if you can do it under a little bit of pressure in a playing scenario, so that when you have practiced that and then you go to the golf course, it's more natural.
When your round of golf is done, no worries. There's plenty to see and do around Montego Bay.
There's 150 attractions to do here in Jamaica.
Maybe you don't feel like doing anything but lying around the pool at the resort, especially at the Hyatt Ziva Rose Hall. This all-inclusive resort offers the ultimate Jamaican family retreat, and it features pristine beaches and sparkling swimming pools. You can even back it down even more at the Zen Spa. This world-class spa offers a variety of out-of-this-world spa treatments. If heading out to the island is your thing, then there's no better way than on an excursion with Island Roots. Whether you want to sway to the sounds of reggae on one of the Caribbean's most wet and wild adventures, or you want to combine the history of Jamaica's backcountry and adventure with a trip just above Falmouth to the River Bumpkin Farm. Hidden away behind the lush Trelawney Forest, this quaint plantation takes you off the beaten path to a site brimming with history and excitement. You can even kayak or go tubing in the pristine waters. For the ultimate romantic experience, take a raft ride on the legendary Martha Brae River. Now, feeling a bit more adventurous? Then head east of Montego Bay to Ocho Rios and visit the spectacular Dunn's River Falls. With a local guide, you can trek up to the top of this 600-foot waterfall, and along the way, take a dip in a scenic lagoon during your hike. As you can see, there is so much to do on the island of All Right.
So I've always said I don't want people to play golf while they're in Jamaica. I want people to come to Jamaica to play golf.
When it comes to guy or gal outings in golf, there's nothing better than playing a Pro-Am, especially right here in Montego Bay in Jamaica. It's the Jamaican Pro-Am, also known as Annie's Revenge. It's a 5-day, 3-round event that takes place on 2 different courses. Our course of the week, Cinnamon Hill Golf Course, and the White Witch Golf Course. Really, if you think about it, I know of no other Pro-Am that's as good as this one, not only here in the Caribbean Basin, but really anywhere in the Western Hemisphere.
If you love golf, there are certain once-in-a-lifetime experiences you simply cannot miss, like taking a buddy trip with some of your best golfing friends.
It's the best.
And one of those trips that should be on everyone's bucket list is playing in the Jamaican Invitational Pro-Am, also known as Annie's Revenge. For the past 11 years, the Jamaica Tourist Board has played host to this one-of-a-kind event.
It's the premier Pro-Am event in the Caribbean. It really highlights Jamaica's golf. We focus on the 2 courses here in Rose Hall, Cinnamon Hill, and White Witch.
This 3-day tournament splits time between both courses and features plenty of prizes. And when you're not golfing, well, there's plenty of time to soak up some rays poolside at the Hyatt Ziva Rose Hall. Or head out and explore the island and all that it has to offer. The Jamaican Invitational Pro-Am. If there's one kitchen pass every golfer needs to get, this is it.
After 11 years, it's really has taken off. Really has done well.
This portion of Golf America is brought to you by CyberLinksGolf.com, the home of golf course videos.
Our final look at our course of the week, the Cinnamon Hill Golf Course at Rose Hall, just east of Montego Bay here in Jamaica, will take us out to hole number 6. Now on the scorecard, this par 3 doesn't look like it's a very tough hole, but it plays right along the Caribbean Sea, and the green complex is well protected in the front and the back. So on the scorecard, it may not look like much, but once you play it, you'll realize this is a tough par 3.
Though not a very long par 3, number 6 here at Cinnamon Hill will really challenge each and every golfer to pick the right club and then commit to hitting the shot. More often than not, this hole will play downwind.
You always have prevalent winds, usually coming out of the east. It makes for an interesting day sometimes, especially when the wind really starts to blow, especially down here on the bottom side where you're right on the ocean, so you can get some pretty good winds like we have here today.
And because of the green's close proximity to the sea and the large bunker protecting the green on the front side, landing your tee shot anywhere on the green would be considered a shot well played.
Be happy, put it on there somewhere in the middle, give myself some sort of a shot, a putt that's, within reason. I may have a chance of making a birdie there, but it's not really a birdie hole.
The picturesque and challenging par 3-6 here at Cinnamon Hill. Don't let the yardage fool you when you tee it up on this golf hole.
Well, that's going to do it for this week's show. We do want to give special thanks to Keith Stein, Dave Reed, and the entire staff here at the Cinnamon Hill Golf Course, and to the entire staff of the Hyatt Ziva Rose Hall, just a tremendous property. And to Christopher DaCosta, Donnie Dawson, and the entire staff at the Jamaica Tourist Board. I'm Alan Hunter. For all of us here at Golf America, hit 'em long and straight, and we'll see you next time.
Golf America, a weekly look at the courses you play and the game we love, has been brought to you by Antigua, apparel for your game, and by CyberLinksGolf.com, the home of golf course videos.